We're used to Democratic versus Republican matchups in the political season, but how about a housing matchup? The median household income in blue states is nearly 23% higher than that of red states. Does that translate into the real estate industry? We want to talk about this now with $1 Million Listing Miami host Sam DeBianchi to sort through the lifestyle differences between Democrats and Republicans. Good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us, Sam.
Thanks for having me.
So Hawaii, Washington, D.C., and California have the highest median home value prices in the country. Are these, these are blue states, we know that. What makes these homes more valuable than homes in red states?
Right. So more and more people are migrating to these cities on the coast. They're going there for their jobs, the amenities, and the overall better quality of life. What they're not going there for, though, is land. There's no land there. So when there's no land, there's a high demand. Prices are going to go up. And while that is unfortunate, it's not so bad because, like you said, the income coming from the blue states is 23% more than the red states. So people are actually making that money, and they can actually afford that more expensive home.
Right,
and
because
to put that into perspective,
in comparison, the states with the least expensive homes are Ohio, Indiana, and Kansas.
Correct.
Those are red states. Ohio, obviously, a crucial swing state.
Right. So when you're looking at Ohio, for example, the population density a lot lower than those pricier cities, those pricier states. But also, there's so much land in Ohio. There's no mountains. There's no coastline. So it's a builder's haven. They're going there. They're building all of the new construction homes, making it very affordable for people in that state.
Well, big zoning restrictions in a lot of the cities where you're seeing the population moves and the higher prices, and that's sort of an artificial boost to the home prices there, and actually crowds people out of the market and creates real problems. So I think there's sort of a downside to that as well here.
Well, again, we're talking more about affordability. So, when you're able to meet a demand and when you're able to build a solid product, I mean, you're getting reputable builders looking at this opportunity. So, at the end of the day, everyone wants the American dream to buy a home. So, I still think it's a good thing.
So what about where the homes are the biggest? So you've got median red state listings about 210 square feet larger than the median blue state listing. The largest homes are in the red state, Utah. But the two cities with the most spacious digs are in Colorado, a swing state. What allows these cities to boast the biggest homes, you think?
So in Colorado, it really comes down to so many people in Colorado prefer these larger homes. It's as simple as that. If you look at the 1950s and the 1980s, homes have continued to grow bigger and bigger. And big is the new thing for people in, states like Colorado. I don't know if you've been to Colorado. I actually just came back from Aspen, and it was my first time. It's beautiful there. So it's not like this is just a random place to build a big old home. It's that it's a beautiful place. I mean, there's so much to do. I was paragliding and doing everything else. So, of course, people want to not just buy there and build their home, but actually enjoy living there.
Mm-hmm. So residents in blue states are also 14% likelier to own a second home. Also interesting.
Correct. Yeah. So again, when we're talking about incomes, blue states have a higher income. Again, 23% more. And to put that into perspective, red states, it's just over 50,000. Blue states, it's just over 63,000. So when you're talking about that, these people have more money. When you have more money, you're thinking, well, real estate's a great investment, so they're buying their second property. And I can personally say a blue state like New York, there's a lot of New Yorkers buying here in Miami, which is a purple state, a swing state.
Is that what you see, Dagan? Dagan goes to Miami a lot.
I mean, we're running out of colors, so those blend, and we'll take it.
I actually own a small place in Miami for that reason. But again, that's what it is.
You didn't use me as a realtor, so,
No, I feel bad about that, actually, Sam. But what it is in the blue states, so the homes are smaller, but people earn more money, so they want space somewhere, so they wind up going somewhere. See, if it's on the East Coast, going somewhere south, whether it's in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, or Florida, to buy like a small apartment. So that's how they use their money. But it's a good thing if you have a New Yorker and then they go down and buy something at like Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina, because then they get exposure to some red state mentality. So
exactly,
wake them up a little bit.
So does this say anything about the people who have more money able to buy bigger homes and higher priced homes and sort of elitism? Donald Trump, pushing back on the elites. What do you guys think? Anything about that, or this is just the way it's?
Yeah, I kind of just think it's the way it is.
I don't necessarily think. I don't think when it comes to real estate, I don't necessarily think it's political. Everyone at the end of the day wants, again, they want that American dream. They want to buy that home. Obviously, again, when we're talking about who owns that second home, it's actually going to be people who have the money to do so. I think red state, blue state, purple state, any state, you want to be able to buy real estate. It's just a matter of, this study is more of a matter of preference, and that's what it's coming down to.
It is actually real estate is almost bipartisan, because you ask anybody who owns property, you start talking about taking away the mortgage interest deduction, and everybody loses their minds.
Right.
Everyone.
And Sam doesn't care if you're red or blue. She wants you to use her to find your
exactly.
home. Sam,
I mean, look,
good to see you.
At the end of the day, when you're talking about real estate, you have to make sure you know what you're doing, and that is going to be the best advice. I recently just flipped my house. I made a 44% net return.
Nice.
So, and that's in 2 years. So no capital gains, and it's a good old day in sunny South Florida for me.
Good for you, Sam. We'll see you soon. Sam DeBianchi joining us there. Still to come, hedge funds under pressure.